to gay by gay.
Healthy relationships.
Healthy. Wow. Healthy breakups.
Healthy breakups.
Not healthy relationships.
Healthy ending of relationships.
Healthy ends. Healthy ends.
So, in your opinion, oh my god, I just realized we're actually on topic at the start of an episode.
I know.
Wow.
So different.
Wow. Healthy relationships. Unhealthy ex-relationships. Do you believe in them?
Unhealthy ex-relationships.
Old relationships, broken up relationships, relationships that are no more.
Do I believe in healthy ex-relationships or unhealthy ex-relationships?
Healthy ones.
Healthy ones.
Trust me, we know that there's a lot of unhealthy exes in the world.
Yeah. I'm friends with 2 out of 3 of my exes.
What?
I'm friends with 2 out of 3 of my exes.
Aren't you friends with 1 out of 3?
You could put friends in, like, brackets.
I mean, Magic Man, I wouldn't say
Magic
you're
Man,
friends.
definitely not. Magic Man's the
I would
one.
not say you're friends with MD.
No. Friends in brackets.
No. No.
Friends in distant
Aaliyah?
acquaintances.
Aaliyah, every time you talk to him or every time he slides back into your DMs, he always tries to invite himself over to your house to talk things out, even though you have a girlfriend and have had a girlfriend for almost a year and have been out of the closet for like almost a year. You're not friends.
Yeah. I mean,
you are friends with one of your
I don't
exes.
think. Yeah, friends. Friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm friends with Cordelia.
Yeah.
Cordelia's cool. But first one. Let's talk about breakup with Cordelia. Because breakup with Cordelia was pretty good. Pretty good. I remember that day.
It was pretty healthy.
I remember that day. Also sometime in July, I think. Because we had dated for a year and a few months.
Yeah.
From the time...
So Cordelia was your first ever relationship, and I would like to point out here... First real relationship.
Yeah, first non-illegal relationship.
Yeah. I would also like to point out that your first real non-illegal relationship was with another girl, and you didn't clue into the fact that you were gay. I'm just going to leave that there for the entire community to stew on.
I know.
She didn't know you guys. First real relationship was with a girl, but she didn't know she was gay.
Yeah.
She had no idea.
Exactly.
I mean, you just showed me a snap of yourself from back in 2018 with your long curly hair and everything else going flaming homosexual, and you still didn't realize that you were gay.
I did not realize it.
The level of denial is real here.
We should talk about the signs later, but
honey, there were signs in the stars, there were signs in your tea leaves, there were signs like there was a plane going around just like with a banner that said Aaliyah is gay,
and I just didn't see it. I just didn't see it. But dated Cordelia for over a year, and we were youngish. It was grades like 8 to 9. We broke up summer of grade 9 because we were going to different high schools, and I kind of thought like at that point we weren't talking as much. We dated.
I think you were starting to drift at that point.
Yeah, we were, because she hadn't been at school in a while, and we used to walk to school together and be little gay happy fiends.
Yep.
And we used to go on a lot of dates and stuff, but at this point it started slowing down, and it was like, I'm not going to see you as much because we're not going to the same school, and like I'm at dance all the time. I'm probably not going to have a lot of time to hang out.
It wasn't going to work, and I think it was very obvious on both sides that it wasn't going to work.
Yeah. So I, this is how I did it in my young mind. What was I? Just before I turned 15. I was still 14.
Yeah.
And I had texted her, and I was like, oh, let's go get Slurpees. She said, no. And I said, I'll buy you a Slurpee and bring it to your house. She said, no.
I think,
and
do you think she knew? Do you think she knew what was going on and was, like, trying to prevent it?
I think she was already at peace with it, though. I mean, because I just didn't want to...
The real question, was she refusing to go because she didn't want you to break up with her, or was she refusing to go because she also kind of wanted to break up and wasn't sure how to interact with you about it?
I think she refused to go because she didn't want to go that day.
Oh.
I talked to her. We've talked about it now because it's been like years.
Yeah.
Years. Oh, my God. How old am I? 5 years ago? Oh, my Lord. I'm so old.
Shut up. You're not even that old.
I'm 19. I'm going to be 20, guys. But
girl, I'm turning 25. Shut up. Shut up.
You're old.
You don't get to talk.
But that's 2 decades.
I am nearly a quarter of a century old. Shut up. Disgusting.
But yeah, I just didn't want to break up with Ho?
Don't call your ex a hoe. You're so mean.
I just didn't.
I didn't break up with a hoe.
I just didn't want to break up with her over text.
I don't think anyone really wants to, unless it's a bad relationship, and you're just like, I don't want to deal with this.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I had I had to text her and be like, I don't think we should date anymore because we're going to different high schools and stuff. And I think at the end of it, she just says, whatever, I'm going to go take a nap. Because she expected it.
Yeah.
But I was worried about her in my pure innocent mind because I was like, I haven't seen her in a while. She wasn't at school. I texted her neighbor to go check up on her, actually, because I was freaking out.
Because you thought she was going to do something, like, unforgivable to herself.
And I was like... and she was like, yeah, it's fine. Like, I expected that, and that's a reasonable idea for that. But, yeah, I would say that's pretty healthy because, like, in my opinion... for the breakups I have had in my short life, I think it's healthiest to take a break from all contact with your previous partner after a breakup.
Do you think that helps keep things healthier?
Yeah, definitely. Because if your relationship was unhealthy, you need to snap those unhealthy habits in half, and you can't be around each other and deconstruct those unhealthy habits.
And I think that's probably the hardest part of any breakup. I really do think that almost any breakup you go through, whether it's good or bad, healthy or unhealthy, I think it's always a good idea to make it more of a clean break. Because if it's been a healthy breakup, I think having that clean break is just easier on both sides because it allows you to move on. And I think if you've been in an unhealthy relationship, making that clean break, either if they broke up with you, it helps you get to a more even keel place in your own mind. Yeah. And I think if you broke up with them, being able to say, I'm not comfortable with this, I don't want to date you or anything, and just kind of making sure to stop the contact, it prevents you from getting angry, from getting mean, from getting vindictive. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just prevents the negativity from seeking in.
Yeah, or just even slipping back into the old habits, like the old, like, dependence you used to have on that person.
The whole, I need you for this, and I can't do this without you, and I can't do that without you.
There's no objective standpoint right after a breakup.
I think you do what you need to feel better in some ways.
I mean, I haven't gone through a breakup in a while. So, thankfully, it's gone from my head. The experiences of heartbreaking breakups.
Well, I think the hard part is the one really bad breakup you had. I guess that first part of it, you were just in denial that it was even kind of happening to some extent. The second time you broke up with the same individual... it was more on your side for the breakup, and you felt a lot better about it, but it was still an unhealthy breakup, but this time you were the aggressor. Yeah. Because you were a lot more nasty about it to some extent. And I mean, I think we've talked about that before, where you weren't even happy with how you were behaving during that period of time.
Oh, that one. That's a different one. That one's complicated. Very complicated.
I think any breakup or relationship is complicated. Do you know what I mean?
I think to keep a breakup healthy, you just have to kind of be honest, first and foremost.
That can be very hard. Though, especially for, I know there are a lot of people like you and like me who, I'll be really blunt, we're people pleasers. Yeah. It is very hard to, number one, stand up for what you need. And number two, when someone gives you pushback, like if you found the strength to stand up for what you need and someone tries to push back on you, you will almost immediately like keel over and be like, yeah, no, I tried.
Yeah, true.
Staying the course is so
it's harder. It's hard.
It's so hard because you just want to give in and you just want to, get rid of the problems. Do you know what I mean? You just want to solve the problems, and if you rolling over will solve the problem, then you'll do it. You'll do anything to make the negativity stop. Yeah. And that's not healthy.
But doing that doesn't solve anything.
No, and that's part of the problem.
It just twists it around.
It makes the whole situation worse because I think it kind of goes and it draws out the situation even further, because eventually you're going to come back to the same place, and you know that you're going to have to do something about it. And until somebody finds the strength to break the cycle, it's just going to go again and again and again, and no one is going to be happy.
Yeah, true. Okay. We'll take a break, and then we'll discuss my next healthy breakup. Because at least there's more than one.
Subjectively?
I think it would be pretty healthy.
I might debate you on that one.
You can try.
I will.
You can try. Hello, and welcome back to Gay by Gay.
Oh my god, you were so excited. You actually startled me a little bit. I was like, whoa.
I'm usually excited. I'm easily excitable.
I'm not.
I know you're not.
I'm tired.
I don't know when the last time I saw you excited was.
Probably the last time we got to actually compete at a dance competition.
Sure.
And then C19 happened and the whole world blew up.
C19.
That's the end.
I see 19 every time I look in a mirror. Because I'm 19.
You're so dumb. I knew, like, the second you said it, I knew that it was going to be some sort of stupid age joke, and I was like, no, don't say it.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Healthy breakups.
Hard to achieve.
Yeah. So, for the first time in my life, not the first time, I guess, because Cordelia was the first time. For the second time in my life, I perpetuated a healthy breakup in my life.
Now, to be fair, it was healthy on your end. It was not healthy on his end.
I'm not in his brain.
And the real problem here is that with a healthy breakup, does it have to be mutual? I think the breakup was healthy for you.
No, okay. With my reasoning, it was mutual.
Okay.
I don't think it would have been as mutual if I didn't have this backup. Basically, after me and MD got back together after he cheated on me, yeah, I know. And then we dated for another year. And then July of 2020, I had the snap realization that, hey, I'm a lesbian.
Yeah.
But before that, actually, I had been thinking for a couple of weeks, like, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. Because I remember on the anniversary of the day I found out that he had cheated on me, he, like, skipped out on me to go be with his friends or something. And I was really mad about that. I was really upset.
Yeah.
And I was just not even fuming, just, like, brewing about how, like, you know what, I don't think this relationship is the best for the both of us anymore. I don't think anything has changed since that standpoint.
Yeah.
And just thinking about that. But then realized I was a lesbian.
Woo.
More
surprise Pikachu face, didn't see that coming.
And really, when I had that realization, I was like, wait, I can, like, date a girl? I was like, shit, I gotta break up with this guy.
Just immediately, oh my god, I can get the titties?
Yeah, literally.
Like, get me out of this relationship.
Literally.
Don't want to be here anymore.
So I had just started my summer job, worked at a day camp, and we had not talked, him and I, for like a week. Because I had just kind of been figuring stuff out, and I didn't tell him I didn't want to talk or anything. I just didn't message him, and he just didn't message me at all either. And that
really
was
healthy,
just,
you guys.
Yeah,
really
not great. And I remember I started texting him again, and I was like, oh, I think we should talk. Can we talk today when you get home from work today? And he's flipping out because I haven't talked to him in like a week. And
I think the telegraph was pretty clear about exactly what that conversation was going to be about.
Oh, it was very clear. And he's flipping out a little bit, poor guy, and calls me a couple of times, and I'm like, no, let's wait until you're off work tonight. Let's wait. And like he knows at this point, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do.
Pretty obvious.
I didn't want to do that to him like before he had to go work a shift because that's just kind of cruel.
I mean, the hard part is, no matter what, whenever you want to initiate a conversation like this, I don't know if there's ever a good time, because it's like, oh, we need to talk later. They're going to be freaking about it until then. Or you could say, can we talk now?
Yeah.
They're still going to freak out about it, so...
But yeah, and then he calls me after he's off work, and I basically said, you know, I don't think that we should date anymore because I'm a lesbian, and I just don't think that... I want to date you because you're a man, and I would like to explore this new realization I've just had in this thing. And I
can't believe he didn't see it coming. I can't believe he didn't see it coming.
You know, in conversations with him now, the conversations I have had, he was been like, oh yeah, you're super gay. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Because after you look back, it's so obvious.
Oh, it's so obvious. I have no idea how you didn't know, and I have no idea how he didn't know.
Me neither.
Because I've been sitting over here looking at you going, what is she doing?
All my friends
Why
were like,
yeah, I know. Boy?
True. But yeah, and I said, you know, I'd like to go explore this, like, realization that I had.
You want to go bushwhacking?
That was originally my plan, but that's a different story. And he basically said...
joke. That was a good one.
You know, and he didn't deny it or anything. He didn't fight it. He was just basically like, yeah, I'm glad you had this realization, and I'm sad that our relationship has to end, but, like, if that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do. And then
The trouble is that afterwards, I think it became clear. He seemed okay with it at the time, and I don't know if he became less okay with it as time went on, or if he thought that this was like a phase you were going through.
I think he got a little bit more upset as time went on, because, like, there's a little bit of an anger stage that you go through, and I know that.
It's the denial, anger, acceptance, yada, yada, yada. There's, like, the 5 stages or whatever of grief, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, that, I don't think, now looking back on it, I don't think he did anything too unacceptable, you know? I know that you would disagree.
I think that half of the things that he did in your relationship were completely unacceptable. Yeah.
But I think after I had got my stuff back, finally, because I was, like, pushing for that, and that was a little bit of conflict after we broke up.
I was going to say, that's where the key unhealthy stuff starts for me, where I was like,
I would say it's a touch unhealthy, but I don't think it ever reached, like, a toxic point. It was more just like I'm waiting, I'm going to go get it now, I got it, and then we were done talking for... wide months, 7-8 months before we talked again. And that was talked many again. He has a bird that we had together, and we talked and exchanged photos of the pets.
It sounds like you gave birth to this bird. You did not give birth to this bird. You did not have a bird together. You got a bird together.
Yeah, we had a bird together.
Stop. Stop. No. It sounds like you laid an egg and a bird came out.
Oh, yeah.
No. And
we would talk about that and stuff, and from that point, I think that severage was pretty healthy, for me at least. I mean,
in comparison to a lot of other breakups that I have watched over the years from other people in my life, I would say that is probably one of the healthiest breakups I've heard of.
From us, majorly, because we had so much conflict in breakups past that.
Yeah.
And, like, I think I'm just really thankful that we both had the common sense to not talk to each other.
And, you know, I think the real thing out there is that there are a lot of people who are under the impression that a breakup of any kind is either inherently negative or an admission of failure. And I really don't see a breakup as being an admission of failure of any kind. I think it is both parties acknowledging that things aren't working out. And there can be multiple reasons. It can be a change of sexuality. It can be a change of
even like
direction in your life. It can be a change of what you want and what you need, because different people need different things at different stages. And, you know, I don't think it's a bad thing to be able to sit back and say, this isn't working. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'm all for if you want to try and work something out. Yeah. Absolutely. Sit there, work it out, go, this isn't what's working for me. Yeah. What can we do to fix this? But to be honest, I really do believe that there are just some things that either can't be fixed or even sometimes shouldn't be fixed because any sort of compromise may not be healthy.
Some things just have to come to an end.
And I think that is by far healthier than two parties compromising on something that will make neither of them truly happy.
It's like
I think it is better to break off that particular relationship and to move on for both people.
It's better to have puzzle pieces fit together than try to force one where it doesn't belong.
And, I think that having a healthy breakup is extremely difficult because I think no matter what, even if you both agree
it
that
hurts.
It's the right time, it's gonna hurt. Yeah. There's no denying that because, I mean, I think it doesn't really matter if you've been dating 7 years versus 7 months. I don't think it really matters. Yeah. I think there's always going to be some pain from it, even if you're the one who's acknowledging, I want to break up. I think it's just a little bit different because you go through that in slower stages because you start to come to the realization on your own and then you process that before you actually do the breaking up because you're like, am I sure about this? Is this actually what I want?
I had to process a lot because I had been with MD for so long and also just kind of realizing like I loved him, but I'm still a lesbian.
And that's
because my love is different than just like
I think that's the hardest thing.
It was really weird
to come to a consensus about, where it's like you can still love somebody and acknowledge that this relationship just isn't right, and to make it a healthy breakup means both people having that communication, saying this isn't what's working. I think this is what's best for both of us. Yeah. And you know what? There are going to be some times where you may feel differently than the person breaking up with you. But again, I think that that's where that clean break comes in so both parties can go away. And I think in some cases you actually may find that things start to feel better rather quickly because you're not hanging on to the old stuff. But you're also able to see that things are maybe a little bit better without that constant conflict around you. So I think there are many different stages to having a healthy breakup. Yeah. And I think it's very hard to find. I think there are so many variables that you can't control.
Yeah.
You can't control how the other person is going to react.
Definitely.
Sometimes you can't control how you're going to react because as much as you may think that you're fine with it, they may start immediately dating someone else, and you may find that you're
not fine.
You're more hung up on it than you thought you were.
Yeah.
But I think that having a healthy breakup is something we should always strive for, even if it's not possible.
Yeah.
You don't have to be so negative about it in some ways. You don't have to, let it consume you.
No.
I think taking your time, working through it in your own way, working through it slowly, I think you can come to a healthier place. I think that's ultimately what a breakup is about.
Yeah.
Where it's not having that resentment and having those bitter feelings.
Yeah.
It's being able, for you specifically, to look back on the relationship and say, either I did my best, or I did what was right for me, or I'm glad that I have learned from that experience and have moved on to find what works for me and what makes me happier. And I think that is the key to a healthy breakup.
The key to a healthy breakup.
God, I sound like one of those self-help tapes.
You sound like Oprah.
Nope, not Oprah. Not black and not super helpful, unfortunately. I help nobody. I just talk out of my ass.
Yeah, me too.
That's like this entire podcast. You should change the name. Instead of Gay by Gay, it's just Talking Out the Ass.
Talking out the ass.
All right, thanks for listening to Talking Out the Ass, guys. Healthy breakups. Have you experienced a healthy breakup? Do you believe that they actually exist, or do you think that every breakup is always inherently negative? What are your thoughts on the subject?
Yes.
I would love to start a conversation. Super duper interesting. But that's all for this episode. Thank you so much for listening, and we will talk at you in the next one.
Yes, take it gay by gay, guys.
Bye.